Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. Now in today's video, guys, I'm going to be showing you how you can run one of the best gun bunch tight ends in the entire game, one of the best offensive formations in the entire game. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys how to run one of the plays out of the New York Jets gun bunch tight end formation. This is one of the best bunches in the entire game, and I'm going to be showing you guys a couple different setups I have for a specific play known as tight end corner, and I'm going to be testing it against one of the meta defenses in the game, which is going to be 3-3-5 audible down to 3-3-5 wide. We're going to do this against cover 3 Buzz, Tampa 2, cover 1, and then also cover 4 show 2. So guys, that's going to pretty much do it for the video, so let's go ahead, let's move into it now. Alright guys, so here we go. I just want to show you real quick on defense. I do have my zone drops. Flats are on 5 yards. Curl flats are 20 yards. Now I also did sub in safeties at linebacker 2. So we're going to come out in Tampa 2 and then out of 3-3-5. And I'm going to show you guys real quick here the pre-play adjustments I have set up for this gun bunch tight end. Now what I like to do, what I'm going to do, is I like to put my ball carrier on conservative. This basically prevents my running back from fumbling as easily. And it does take away ball carrier moves, but really if you just stop and go in the game, you should be fine. Now in terms of this bunch tight end, the play is going to be tight end corner. This is only in a couple of different playbooks in the entire game, and it's honestly a really good play. This Jets bunch tight end is really an amazing play. You have mesh is not a terrible play. Obviously you have PA boot over, inside switch. You have all these plays, and tight end corner basically replaces curl flat corner, so that's what it is. Now what you want to do here quickly for your subs also is you just want to make sure that you have your fastest receiver in the slot position that Braxton Berrios is highlighted in, and then just have your second fastest receiver that is decent overall in this position. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to sub in Jamison Crowder at this spot right here, and then I'm going to put in Rashad Perriman at this slot spot because he's going to be on a corner route on this play. So basically the play is going to be tight end corner. So that's going to pretty much do it right now for the pre-play adjustments. Now let's go ahead and let's move into the first setup I have for this offensive play. Alright guys, so here we go. This is going to be the play here. Now you want to make sure, first of all, very big key is that your bunch is going to be on the wide side of the field. So you're going to want to run this formation when you're on the right or the middle hash. I chose the right hash because that's the best play or position on the field to run this play, but also you can run it on the middle hash. Now, this is going to be the setup here for this offense. What we're going to do, the first setup is going to be first to block the running back, which is going to be Y, RB, and RT. He was originally on a check and release. Now he's on a blocking assignment. Next thing we're going to do here, guys, is we're going to throw A. We're going to smart route his route, which is the tight end, which is going to be YA, and then RB was a smart route. So now you see his route was a bit shorter. And then that's basically going to be the setup. It's a very simple setup here, about 2 steps, but you see here that you basically have a little bit of a high-low read going on here. Your high is going to be the corner route and the post route, so Y and B, and then your low read is going to be the corner route and the X receiver, so that's going to be the corner route by the tight end and then the out route by the X receiver. Now on this play, what you want to do, we're just going to audible down the 3-3-5. Basically 3-3-5 wide. Basically your first read out of this offense is always going to be that X receiver. He's going to be either on a hitch, which is going to be in the next 2 setups, or it's going to be on the out route, which we have for this setup. He's going to be there. Then for your second read out of this setup, you're going to look towards the A receiver on that corner route. Then you're going to look towards Y, who is the corner route on the left side, and then finally we have the B receiver, who is going to be on that post route coming in the middle. So pretty much here, this is the play. Now this out route right here by the X receiver is going to do really well against deep coverages and matching coverages too. If your opponent's zone drops are really high, it does a very, very good job against it. And I think actually matching coverages is a little bit of an exception, but I will have a setup, pertaining to matching coverages that will go on later in the video. But basically right here, this is the first setup. Very, very simple. We're just going to hike the ball. You see that we're playing a cover 3. So Denzel Mims is going to be wide open on that out route. You see we got about a 9-yard gain. And that's if your opponent's zone drops are really high. I'm just going to show you again another read on the field. So remember, block the running back and just smart route the A receiver. And then if your opponent has any superstar or just any abilities on his defensive line, you want to double team him, which is going to be LB and down the right stick. So you see we have this icon. So pretty much you're just going to move it around. Now on this play, your second read is obviously going to be the tight end corner route. So we're just going to hike the ball. You're going to see that tight end corner. We can just throw that right to the sideline, and Herndon's going to make a pretty easy catch. Now, if your opponent has a linebacker in that spot, it's going to be an even easier of a catch, but we do have 3 safeties subbed in. So it's a bit harder of a throw to make. But if you have a better quarterback like Tom Brady and Regs, or if you obviously have a good quarterback in Mutt, it shouldn't be too big of a problem. So once again, we're just going to hike the ball. I'm just going to quickly show you too the Y corner route. It actually does not get open on this play. I thought thought it would, but it does not. But you also will technically have the post route as well. So we're just going to audible down to this cover 3 buzz. Once again, block the running back, smart route your tight end. As you can see, really easy setup. Just going to hike the ball. You're going to see that, actually, no, you can't really throw that. So really, your big reads on this play are just going to be the out route and the tight end corner route, depending on a cover 3 that they're running. But now I'm just going to show you real quick here against a cover 2 defense. So we're just going to run the setup. You see really easily. So first read, you could possibly have the X receiver. If you go ahead and just low ball him right from the beginning on that out route, you should be able to get a very easy 5 yards on the play. So here we go. We're just gonna hike the ball. You see right away we're gonna be able to throw it, and we're actually penetrating the soft spot in the cover 2, which is gonna be between the linebacker and the defensive back right here. We're going to be able to exploit that with this. Now, if you have a lower overall quarterback, chances are that he could miss the throw, so just be very wary of throwing it. And also as well, we're going to do the other reads. So you see right here, the tight end is not going to be open, but we will be able to throw that wide corner out to that left sideline. You see that that's going to be a very easy completion for him. And I'll just show you real quick too, the tight end. The tight end does get a little less open than the wide receiver on this play, because the wide receiver is going to a spot where there's not a lot of coverage, not a lot of players. And also too, the A receiver sort of gets jacked up by this linebacker. You can see he gets jacked up, but we're still able to throw this ball upfield. And if you have a tight end like Kittle or Waller, you'll be able to turn upfield really easily, possibly get a touchdown. Now, we are using the Jets offense, and they're not really the greatest offense outside of Jameson Crowder, so just to be very, mindful of that. But here we go. Just going to run this play again. We're going to hike it. You're going to see that we'll be able to throw to that little soft spot in the defense. Jameson Crowder able to make a really good throw. Now, obviously, you also have to keep an account as well. Where the user is going. So if the user is covering the post or the out route, you obviously don't want to throw there. So just keep in mind. But pretty much here now we're running this against man. Gonna hike the ball. You see the X receiver. We threw that right in the cut and got a very good animation there. Now, J.C. Jackson is one of the best man corners, I believe, in regs. Like, he's a very, very good corner. And you saw that he actually got burnt by that out route. Now, also, the wide receiver is going to be another good option on this play, because that corner route you're going to see gets very good separation right as we throw it on the cut. Now, not the greatest throw in the world by Sam Darnold, sort of hindered our ability, but you can just basically swerve catch it to get a better animation. And lastly, I'll just show the tight end really quick. Now, your tight end, I believe, will be on the linebacker, so you're going to get very good separation here, and then also possibly the B receiver too if you have a somewhat fast receiver. You're going to see right here, actually, it is Stephon Gilmore. I thought there would be a linebacker there, but you're going to see that possibly the B receiver could be open there as well. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to quickly back out, and I'm going to go to my coaching adjustments. We're just going to turn off the curl flat adjustments. By the way, if you didn't see the video yesterday, it's going to be in the card, or it was in the card in the beginning, where I went over how to run one of the best match coverages in Madden 21. And a way to do that is, or one of the big steps to do that is, you got to turn off your curl flat zone drops. So just, instead of 20 yards, just put them to default, and then the match coverage will kick in. But basically right here, just going to run the setup, hike the ball. You're going to see this X receiver's not really open, but we could go. We could, actually, no, that was not really an amazing throw. Or actually, I wanted to talk about match coverage. So match coverage is one of the toughest ones to beat. You can't really beat it stock out of this play. So how we're going to do that is we are going to put the tight end on a smart route. We're going to hitch X, and we're going to leave RB on that check and release route. And you're going to see why. So your first read here on this play is going to be X. Then you're going to look at the running back. Then you're going to look at the 2 corner routes, and finally the B receiver. Hike the ball. You see X is going to get right open right off the start of the play. It's a little bit of a tough throw. Could get picked, but you should be able to catch it for the most part. Now we're also going to take a look as well real quick at some of these other routes. So look at the check release here. You see the check and release. He actually gets some really good separation. We're able to turn about 5 yards up the field before we get any contact. The check and release is honestly one of the most underrated routes in Madden 21. And this play has stock, which is really, really huge. Now, obviously, you can go and make an adjustment with it, but really this check and release is really good by itself. Just going to hike the ball again. You're going to see, too, that the A receiver is actually going to get open on that sideline, the tight end, and he's actually going to get open in that position. And those are going to be pretty much the main 3 reads on that play. And we're actually going to go over this setup a little bit more in depth against a cover 3, cover 2, and man coverage. So we're going to go over that right now. All right, guys, so here we go. We're going to be breaking down the next setup out of this offense. Now, what we're going to do here, just the same setup, just smart route the tight end and hitch the X receiver. That's literally all you got to do. Now, an optional adjustment you could make as well with this setup is you could take this B receiver and we could motion him out to the left. So now we have a post coming on that backside. You could definitely go ahead and do that or just leave him in the same spot. We're going to first leave him in the same spot, then we're going to motion him out. But pretty much here, the reads that you're going to have in this play, once again, you're going to look at the X receiver first, then you're going to look at the running back, then the 2 corner routes, and finally the B receiver coming on that post. So just like the ball, you see that hitch is going to be wide open. You're pretty much dinking and dunking down the field, but you are going to get a very easy 6 yards on this play pretty much every single time. So this, unless your opponent obviously throws like a vert hook out there, then you don't want to throw it because then it could result in a pick. But pretty much right here, we're just going to run this once again against the cover 3 buzz. So here you go. You see the running back has just so much space to turn up field, and we're able to get about 10 yards on that play. So very, very good play. And then last, I'm going to show it one more time, but this time we're going to try to throw to another receiver. I don't know what just happened, bro. What just happened? I didn't mean to flip the play. That was an accident. I didn't mean to flip the play. I don't know what happened there. We're just going to reset, though. I accidentally came out in X spot, which is actually not a terrible play in itself. So we're just going to come out in tight end corner real quick. Smart route, hitch, and we're going to go up against a cover 3 defense. So you see here, cover 3 buzz. Very simple defense. Just going to hike the ball. You see, too, that that the tight end corner route actually is not going to get too open down the field, but we're trying to do a little stop and go. You see we get about 5 yards on this play. So really your 2 main options are going to be the running back and the hitch route. Those are going to be your 2 main options, but also depending on the coverage your opponent runs, the corner route could get open, the post could get open. You really just have to sort of, look at your reads. So let's just say he doesn't have that. You see, we can throw that post basically right down the middle of the field. Now, if your opponent's user is covering that, you'd want to look towards the hitch or the crit check and release. Now, we're also going to test it here against the cover 2 defense. So here we go. Just going to run this real quick. Hike the ball. You see the hitch is going to be wide open from the start of the play, and we're able to make that catch very, very easily on that hitch. We're going to audible to another cover 2 real quick. Audible to tight end corner. So you see right here, we're going to go with that. Next, we're going to take a look at the tight end. You see he's going to get open right over the top of the coverage, and we actually get a touchdown. Can Herndon, he breaks his way through, and he is going to be able to get a touchdown on that play. Very, very nice there by Chris Herndon. Very, very good play. And we're just going to audible again to a cover 2. Just show you the other corner route right here on this play. Just going to hike the ball. You're going to see that this corner route ends up getting over the cover 2. Now, it all depends on your opponent's zone drops. If your opponent is playing higher zone drops with his flats, then obviously it's not going to get open as it did. But I'm running my flats on 5 yards, and you saw that it got really open. Like, this is a very, very good play. Now I'm also going to show it against man as well. So here we go. Just going to run this a little bit here. Hike the ball. You see, first of all, that hitch is going to be a big read right there. You see that the man coverage sort of plays off of him a little bit, and Denzel Mims is able to get a very easy reception for very easy yards. So once again, just going to run a little. Actually, I didn't mean to run cover 3 sky drop. I meant to run a little bit of cover 1 robber out of 3-3-5 wide. So here we go. We're just going to run a little bit of that right here. And we're going to hike the ball. You're going to see, too, the tight ends actually get open. Now, I accidentally didn't go for a lob pass right here, but the check and release could get picked up. It really depends on if your opponent is covering the running back or not. If he's not covering the running back, that check and release is going to be a very viable route because you can get a very easy 5 yards. So we're just going to hike the ball once again. You see the tight end this time, he's on a linebacker. Don't know why it does it at certain times. Like sometimes a linebacker will be manned up on him, but if you have that, you should be able to get very easy yards. Like we just did a lob pass to Herndon right there, and he was able to get very easy yards. Just gonna quickly audible to another cover 1. Just gonna quickly show off as well that other corner route by the wide receiver. You see, just throw it right on the cut. Perriman cuts up field, gets about 20 yards on that play. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna back out, we're gonna go, and we're just going to reset our zone drops. So go to a coaching adjustment. We're going to reset it so it's default. That way we can run a good matching coverage. We're going to run this, and then we are going to run this real quick at a bunch tight end. So pretty much here, smart route, hitch, pretty self-explanatory setup. And pretty much, once again, the reads, you're just going to look at the hitch, then the check and release, and then the other routes in the field. Hike the ball. You see that hitch is going to get open once again. Now, it is going to be more of a contested throw this time because that player is going to play a bit shallow. He's going to match onto him. But you see, we're still able to get the completion very, very easily. I'm going to hike the ball again. You're going to see that running back is going to go on that check and release. We're able to somewhat outpace Kyle Duggar. You could do a stop and go as well, make the dude look silly, like he's on ice skates out of this play. So here we go. Just going to run this. Going to run a little bit of that cover 4 show 2. Hike the ball. You're going to see right here, able to throw that ball to the sideline with Herndon and able to make a very easy catch. But now, guys, we're going to move on to the third and final setup that I have for you guys today with this play. All right, guys, so here we go. This is going to be the third and final setup for this play today. Now, I did mention as an optional adjustment for the second setup, you could motion that post to the backside, but this is going to be a completely different setup. So I actually was going to show this to you guys. I apologize, but it does work pretty much the same way. But pretty much what we're going to do, guys, is the first adjustment we're going to make is we're going to throw this tight end here on a delay fade, which is going to be YA and up on the right stick. Delay fade, one of the best routes in the game, can catch out pretty much every single defense. It's just a very overall consistent, it's a very consistent thing right there. It's a very consistent thing. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to throw X on a hitch, which you know what that is. And then we're going to take this wide receiver. We're going to motion him out to the right. So basically right here, what we have is we have a double post combo. We have one post coming from the slot position on the left side, another post coming from the right side position. So basically right here, your reads are going to be first the hitch, then you're going to look at the running back, then the 2 posts, and then finally that delay fade is going to be your safety net in this play. We're just going to run a little cover 3 buzz. Hike the ball. You see, first of all, hitch gets open here. Very easy, 6 yards. The safety can't really come down far enough in that hook curl to cover it. So you see right there, we're able to get a very easy play. So we throw him on that delay fade, throw him on a hitch, and then motion out wide to the right. And here we go. Once again, we're going to run this out of cover 3 buzz. You see, check and release, going to get wide open right here. The curl flats are set to 20 yards. Some people could set it to 5 yards. Some people could set it to 10. Really does not matter right here on this play. I mean, if they set it to 5 yards, obviously it's going to be a tougher reception than if it's set on 20 yards, but it still would work. So once again, delay fade, hitch, motion Y out. I'm going to show you guys one more read that I have here. And we're going to hike the ball. You're going to see right here that the B receiver is going to get open. Now, the safety did sort of come in. He almost went ahead and lit me up, but you saw we're able to make that play. Now, we're going to take a look at a cover 2 defensive setup. So, here we go. Just going to motion Y out a little bit. And right here, we're going to hike the ball. You see, first of all, first read. First read was open. I don't know why it didn't really record the throw, but you see there that post was actually open by the B receiver. So we're just going to do cover 2 real quick. So here we go. We got the delay fade, got the hitch, and we're going to take the wide receiver, motion out right. And you see this is the play setup. We're going to hike the ball. You see, first of all, the first read is going to be there. Now it's going to be a tougher read than it was with the second and first setups, but you still will be able to make that throw if you have a good pass catching receiver there. So here we go. Let's take Y, get a motion him out. And we're going to hike the ball. You see right here, we have that check and release once again. Now, he does go for an acrobat, but for some reason, I'm not able to get out of it. So just sort of keep in mind that could get picked up. And if it does, you always will go and have those 2 posts possibly on the field. They could make a play for you. So we're just going to motion out Perriman. And we're going to audible down to the cover 2 right here. A little Tampa 2 at a 35 wide. Hike the ball. You're going to see that the B post is going to get open right over the middle. And as you can see, we're going to get down to about the 20-yard line. And then we're going to run it with the other post as well. So here we go. Audible down to the Tampa 2. Going to take the wide receiver, motion him out right. You see right here, we're going to hike the ball. And you want to hike it when he's right about in the slot. You see, though, if we just wait a little bit. Now, unfortunately, we did get a throw out a sack animation, but that was open as you saw. But now we're going to run it here against a little bit of man, and then finally we're going to do a matching coverage setup. So here we go. Very simple. Going to take the wide receiver, going to motion him out right, hike the ball. You see the hitch. Basically, he has a one-on-one with that defensive back. He's going to win that most of the time. Then we're going to take a look as well at another man coverage set, or we're going to take a look at the man coverage set yet again. Going to motion Y to the right, We're going to hike the ball right here as he gets to the numbers. You're going to see Jamison Crowder is going to beat his man, and we're just going to go with an aggressive catch. You know, always got to be careful. You see that post is just going to beat him pretty much every single day. And that's Jamison Crowder against, I believe that was Jonathan Jones, who's a very fast corner in this game. Definitely can play a bit of man coverage, but you saw that he's getting beat right off there by Jamison Crowder. And now we are going to motion out Perriman, hike the ball. You're going to see on this play, I mean, Perriman's against Stephon Gilmore right here. He's against Stephon Gilmore, who's one of the best man coverage corners in the entire game, and he's beating him off that. Now, finally, we're going to run a little bit of match, and then that's going to do it for this video. So, here we go. Just going to turn off those curl flats right there. And you don't want to put him on 30 yards. Because I don't know anybody who has him on 30 yards. I don't really know a lot of people who do that. So here we go. Bunch tight end corner, delay fade, hitch. We're going to motion out Y. So as you can see, we have that cover 4 show 2. A little matching coverage. You see here, hike the ball when he gets to the 50. Throw this. And as you can see, now that was another animation right there. So you just sort of have to watch out for that kind of stuff right there on that hitch. It could possibly get intercepted if your opponent has an acrobat. Maybe wouldn't be the best place to throw, but you definitely will have other options on this play, including that delay fade. Guys, that is your safety blanket. Please use it as one. But you're seeing right here, once again, the running back is able to get a pretty good 4 yards on this play, pretty good chunk of yards. And then finally, we're going to take a look at the last read on this play, or one of the last reads that we're going to go over. But there's a total of 5 reads on this offense. So we're going to hike the ball. You're going to see right here that Jamison Crowder is just pretty much naked in the middle of the field, which is insane. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to smash a like. Really appreciate it, guys. But anyway, that's going to do it for me today. Take care. But most importantly, stay classy.